Hello. How's everyone doing today? Let's see, wait. I need to check the audio. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. We good. Thank you, Nia and Evelyn, for stopping by and giving me a follow. They're the VTubers from Wonder. Those are the VTubers I've been working with. I'm not sure if we've officially started branding ourselves by that name yet. Let's see. A memory. Pam recalls a memory that was deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. Let's dream it. This happened a long time ago. On a small island which has since perished, they had an odd custom. They mourned their dead with song, with elegies. Elegy Island. The songs would play without ceasing from the last moments before death. Through the funeral, through the burial. Elegies would be sung for many purposes. To ease the grief of the family, to recall the legacy of the deceased, to appease the soul of one who had died, or one who died under stressful circumstances, to celebrate one person's having lived to a ripe old age, or to evoke anger at another pointless death. There were no fixed memories, melodies, or lyrics. Apparently the songs were sung without lyrics at all. No documents have survived, so all we can do is assemble oral histories. Sighs the archaeologist as she views the island from the deck of the ship. People of that island country had no writing system, which means they had no way to leave signs or evidence of their lives. I wish we could at least interview a few survivors, but there weren't any. Every single person was killed. The research team's archaeologist is a young woman in her 20s. Her country is the one that destroyed the island. It happened while her ancestors, 7 generations back, were still young people. I hate to badmouth my own country, she says with a shrug, but they really didn't have to go that far. That far is no exaggeration. Her country prided itself on its overwhelming military force. For it to gain mastery over the tiny island would have been as simple as twisting an infant's arm. But her country believed in oppressing its neighbors with force. The leaders were thinking more of those neighbors than of the island itself when it launched its all-out attack. The island was a mere object lesson. It was scorched from end to end. Every human being on the island, from newborn babies to elders on the verge of death, was killed without mercy. It's odd though, says the young woman with a grim smile. There are hardly any records left from that time, even in our country. I suppose what they did was so terrible, they didn't want the descendants to know about it. A remark prompts the older scholars on board to clear their throats, at the sound of which she snaps her mouth shut. Sorry, she whispers. You're not much older than I am. You probably don't want to hear about all this old stuff anyway. I do though. What interest can a sailor like you have in these boring academic matters? Kaim only shakes his head in silence. Suddenly things become very busy on deck. The boat is approaching the island and has entered a stretch of intricate channels where the skills of the crew will be tested. The boat's swing calls Kaim. Oh, I'm sorry, the woman says. I should be monopolizing your time. You've got work to do. Even as she apologizes, the talkative young archaeologist asks Kaim, do you mind if I ask you one last question? Please, ask away, he replies, stopping in his tracks. She looks around to make sure no one is listening and whispers, I'm sure this is your first time taking a research team over. Uh-huh. And your first time going to the island. Well, yes. So you probably don't know about some of the bad stories you tell about this place. That some scholars who go there fall under a curse, like they get sick while doing their research on the island, or they become mentally unstable after they get home. I've heard some even kill themselves. You mean a long time ago, right? Right, this is the first research trip in 50 years. Up to then, every time they sent out a team, 1 or 2 members would suffer the curse. This is why they put a stop to them all these years. So I'm a little scared myself. She sends a mock shudder through her body. I just thought I'd ask if you could teach me some magic spell for getting back safely. Time looks straight at her, not merely taking in her appearance, but searching for the person deep inside. You'll be fine, he says. You think so? I'm pretty sure you'll be okay. She looks at him questioningly. If you hear singing though, he adds, hum along with it. What do you mean, she asks, her expression increasingly uneasy. Kaim says nothing more. Get over here now, mister. The boat swing shouts at Kaim, who heads for his station. He did tell the woman one white lie, though. This is not his first time coming to the island. He has been here many times before. His first trip happened a long, long time ago. As the archaeologist said, the island's elegies had no fixed melody or lyrics. They were all sung extemporaneously and never repeated. 100 deaths required 100 elegies. Nor did mourners agree in advance on the nature of their elegy before they started singing. At first, each would sing his or her own song expressing his or her own feelings about the deceased. Eventually, the jumble of songs would come together into a single melody without any one singer taking the lead. In the culture of this island that had no writing, there was, of course, no musical notation. There were no instruments for accompaniment either. Each mourner, in grieving for the loved one, would give voice to hopes for a peaceful last journey, and a song would emerge. Kain Shovel first brought him here when the island was at peace, which is to say, centuries ago. He happened to arrive just after the death of a village elder. For 3 days and nights, an elegy was sung around the clock. The island's people's song, which shook the darkness and reverberated all across the clear blue daytime sky, left its mark with a certain ennobling comfort in the breast of Kain, a man for whom fate had decreed that no one would ever sing an elegy. Think that such an island had been burned to the ground. People fled in all directions at once, and were murdered one at a time. It was an absolute bloodbath. Kain knows about the atrocities that accompanied the butchery. Things were not handed down to the generation of the young archaeologists. Had it wished to, the woman's country could have taken control of the island in a single night. But instead, it used its military power to chase down each of the island's inhabitants over a period of several days, as if carefully filling the blank spaces in the coloring book. Hey, what's up, Eli? You're at a baseball game? That's cool. Who's playing? I mean, I don't know baseball at all, but like, who's playing? The island became enveloped in elegies. At first, while living still outnumbered the dead, voices in elegiac song all but shook the island with their volume. As the days went by, however, and the dead came to outnumber the living, the sobbing voices in song grew ever fainter. When the battle reached its final phase, the few remaining islanders who had been cornered in the island's northern tip fled into a large cave. They resigned themselves to death. All that was left for them to do was pray that they might be allowed to die with some degree of peace. This isn't scary. This is a story. All that was left to do was to pray that they might be allowed to die with some degree of peace. But even this small measure of hope, they were unable to wring from their attackers. The army of the archaeologist's country went for maximum brutality. They entered the cave with every weapon at their command, and they dragged out and killed one islander per day. Today, it was an old man. The next day, it was a young man. The day after that, they tortured to death a young mother with an infant at her breast. And the following day, the infant they tore from her arms was put to death. The elegies were sounded without interruption. The singing voices that escaped from the cave invaded the ears of the soldiers who were carrying on the massacre. Those soldiers with kind hearts collapsed one after another, or they went mad and left the front line. Song was the final weapon of the islanders, who had no other means to fight. They went on singing as they struggled against starvation, thirst, and their own fears. The commanding officer of the anti-insurgency force ordered his men to fill them out for the cave. If they buried the people alive, he thought, the singing would no longer be audible. Nevertheless, faint singing continued, and went on day after day, Rainy days, clear days, daytime, nighttime it continued, but no longer without breaks, which gradually increased its length. The singing went beyond being an elegy for a single person and became a song suffused with the sorrow of all living things on the island. About the time the season ended, the last thin thread of singing died out. The army left the island. Not a single record of these military operations was left. Never again did anyone come to live on the island. The first research team in 50 years is plagued by difficulties. One scholar after another collapses. Almost every day, someone is sent out to the vessel anchored offshore, sick. All of the scholars moan with pain, blocking their ears. The situation is exactly what it was before the island was sealed off from research. I knows exactly what is happening. The ocean breeze sweeping across the island sounds like a song. The branches swaying in the forest sound like a song. The birds in the trees sound like a song. The babbling of a brook sounds like a song. The treading of boots on piled up fallen leaves sounds like a song. The crashing and receding of waves on the shore sounds like a song. The elegy for the island that people sang with every last bit of life they could dredge up from inside themselves now is being sung by the island itself. Please stop. I beg you, please stop. The scholars cry out in their delirium, covering their ears. I don't know what we did. It was our ancestors, not us. The scholars who moan this hear anger and sorrow in the constantly resounding elegy. What they say is true. It is not their fault. But they have been given no knowledge of what happened on this island here so long ago. Sometimes not knowing can be a profound sin. They should prick up their ears and listen all the more. This is what Kaim has always done. The elegy being sung by the island is not merely hurling hatred and anger at them. The island is not trying to torture members of the younger generation like them who are without sin. Rather than blocking their ears, they should listen. If they do so, the message will reach them. For the island is telling them, you must know the truth. You must know what really happened on this island so long ago. The investigation ends much earlier than originally planned. Most of the research team has returned to the ship, their health broken, and some of the more seriously ill members have been sent home. It is no longer possible to continue the work. The young archaeologist spoke to Kaim on the way and is one of the few who have preserved to the end. Thanks to you, she says to Kaim. As soon as she climbed from the launch into the ship, she saw Kaim standing on deck and hurried over to him. She looks haggard, but her fatigue is clearly less physical than mental. Still, her eyes harbor a strong-willed gleam. Did you hear the singing, he asked. I did, she says with a nod, looking back at the receding island. It was so sad. Just as he had thought, she was able to open herself to the sadness. Did you sing along with it? Yes, I did that too, partly because of what you said to me, but I also found myself humming the same tune quite naturally. Kaim nods and smiles at her. It is the first time he has encountered anyone with the heart to hear the island's elegy. This time when I get home, she says, I want to do some more serious research on the war. It's something I have to do. I almost feel I don't have any choice in the matter. I'm glad to hear that, he says. I might turn out some facts that my country finds inconvenient, but I feel it is absolutely necessary to learn the truth, to know what actually happened. The ship emerges into the open sea. A single white bird flies out from the island as if seeing the ship off on its journey. Tracing a great arc against the blue sky, it releases one high, ringing cry. No longer an elegy, this is a song of joy and forgiveness signaling the dawn of a new age. Darn. I have to head back to Numata. Mara. Almost forgot I got the music. B-A-D. Okay. Bad. Let's play. Let's get this. B-A... Oh. I don't need our back. That's what I want. These aren't too tough. Get 3 items on this too. Congratulations, that was a superb playing. To commemorate this first performance, I'd like to give you this. Give me a free item, my guy. What is that? Dodger. See you later. Okay, let's see. I guess Dodger. Probably a spell. Increases the evasion rate of one party member. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. I was about to say, I wonder what we need to do, but since we got a cutscene that tells us what to do. Oh, they got TV.
Oh, it isn't that little scam from Ura.
It's the council. I wonder what's going on. What would be so important that they'd have to broadcast it around the world?
On the wall highlights to such a tragedy. I am overwhelmed with shame at the number of people who died in battle. Furthermore, I must inform the people that His Excellency, the Venerable Chairman Odyssey, who has led the council since our nation became a republic, has passed away to something else. His Excellency,
Do you understand this? There were a lot of words I heard in my history class.
the monarchy must be restored immediately. Therefore, in accordance with His Excellency's dying wish, I hereby declare that henceforth the Republic shall be abolished, and the Council shall be dissolved.
Golden Boy sure taking a lot of initiative there.
It's Gongora's plotting.
The boss?
I don't get it. They're trying to stop something, right?
I, as the first in line to the throne, shall, with honor, bear the crown as 45th King of Ura. Also,
Oh, 45. Oh, thanks for clearing it up. I bet you were 44.
incumbent on Ura's nation, I shall appoint His Excellency Gongora, a sorcerer of vast experience, as my royal advisor and second in command.
Well, it shall be a great honor to accept your Majesty's appointment.
He sure knows how to hammer it out.
What? Did he just say royal advisor? He's kidding, right?
It's nothing but government by regent.
My beloved citizens, allow me to illustrate one of the reasons that I reached this difficult decision.
It's me! Look at it!
Is that the voice?
What is this?
How should I know?
As you can see, it has been refitted with weapons. Do you understand what this means? Numara, like Ken before it, is burying its aggressive phase in our country. In this time,
Wait, what?
our country no longer has a standing army to protect us. Our army was swept up in the devastation of the War Highlands.
Actually, I don't think I got that, did I?
Jansen, what the hell is this? Explain yourself.
I'm telling you, I don't know anything.
You've been used.
Me? By Gangora? You gotta be kidding me. I was just in it for the money.
There, see? He let it slip.
Yeah, okay. So now you know. But all he asked me to do was keep an eye on you guys. You gotta believe me.
Then what was that black pearl all about?
Well, look, that was, well...
Kime, this guy's bad. We should get rid of him. We need to deal with him before we look for Sarah. Gangora might even be listening in on this conversation.
Hey, wait a minute, okay? You don't know the whole story. Let me
It
just...
doesn't matter.
Kime?
Let him see us. Let him shudder as we close in on him.
Nice.
You are creeping me out. Man. Maybe I have to get memories back. Where did I put that pearl?
Where did I put that before you threw it? Got rid of it. So those are actually TDs. Yeah, that suck if they went to war.
Hey, I've seen those guys before.
No, you didn't.
What? What's going on?
Ow, that... Hey, who threw that?
What?
What the?
Hey, it's you! You're the Orange Spies!
Spies? We've got nothing to do with this. Here's your spy.
Yeah, what? Hey, don't point your finger at me.
Ura's gonna attack tomorrow, isn't it? It's all your fault!
Wait. Second. They are still gonna listen to us right now. How about we leave for now, come up with a plan? Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Let's make like a banana and split. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Uh-oh, we're gonna get stomped hard.
Huh?
Get down!
Are they attacking specifically us or is Gura already attacking?
You alright?
Yeah. Fire!
Yep, they got a tank.
Huh? This is no ordinary attack, is it?
What's an ordinary attack?
I was wondering.
Look, Mac. Now's the chance for you to slip into the smoke and run.
What? No way!
Move! If you stay here, you'll be in our way.
That's not true. We're in this together.
Yeah, she's a good healer and
Let's
Max got
go.
good skills.
Don't worry. We'll be fine.
I say we surprise him by running away.
You. Shut up.
What?
Yeah, we're fighting another army.
You know, I think they noticed us.
Kime?
If we put up a struggle here, we could end up triggering outright war between Ura and Mara.
So that means we should do what?
Surrendering?
Don't move! If you resist, you'll regret it!
So we let ourselves get caught. That's brilliant.
We should let them know fighting won't solve anything.
Then we'll need the power of the Queen.
Power of the Queen. Good idea. You know, me and the Queen are tight. Yeah, we go way back. No problem.
Yeah, right.
You're wise to surrender.
Spies. We're not spies. We want to speak to the proper authorities.
See? They have broadcasting, but they don't have Google. That's why we're going to war. They don't have Google. They had Google, they'd be like, is this video legit? And like, hundreds of Redditors would like say, no it ain't.
If you're not spies, then what is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of what?
Ordinary travelers, you've certainly managed to get involved in some extraordinary events.
I apologize for pretending to be something I'm not. I just want you to hear me out.
Oh, I'll hear you out. You're going to tell me what Ura is plotting.
Well, see, now there's no surprise. They were going to throw your birthday party. Where's the queen?
That's gonna hurt.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Idiot.
What's that look for? This fellow senses something unusual in your eyes.
What?
Well then, let's expose those eyes for what they really are. Our country's sorcerers have some impressive powers themselves.
I am flattered, General.
Do it.
Yes, sir.
Boy! Whoa!
Jansen!
Wow, do you see what I'm seeing? Because that's... Are those mine? Those are mine. They're mine?
These are without doubt crystals of magic energy. What this man sees is passed along to another sorcerer through his lenses of light. They are called spy eyes. They allow a sorcerer to see everything the wearer sees.
Awfully elaborate stunt to pull, even for a spy.
Hey, you know, I am not that smart. I mean, I'm not saying I'm dumb. I didn't know.
Excuse me, General, but this man is most likely telling the truth.
What?
The person in which spy eyes are implanted would not be aware of them. I could tell that much when I removed them. This is high-level magic, far beyond the capabilities of someone such as myself.
Even with your power, you could not do it?
As you say, sir.
I can't believe He was just using me.
Of all the times to figure that out.
I'm gonna make that greedy, senile, flea-infested bastard pay.
You won't have time for that, spies. Kill them.
What?
Well, all right then.
It's just not getting through the other guy.
Don't ever judge us.
I like this song. New crap. Oh yeah, controller turned off. There you go. We have power hidden. Which hits as strong as a perfect. And we only have black magic on here right now. Since we don't have the hook, we're gonna have to do that. I'd rather you two pass this. Whereas for you, there's a continue. wonder if the bullet how it smells. Oh, nice. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I guess I have to do that puppy. Oh, you keep hitting me. Didn't die.
Let's go.
All right.
What? Don't let them escape! Release the guard beast!
You fell over? They're not used to wearing like 300 pounds of armor 24/7 or something? Ay, ay, ay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Let's go see if we can find treasure chests around here. Boss. Oh crap! Ooh, I didn't even see that thing came out. Hello. Excuse me, animal beast. Oh crap! They're patrolling here too. Oh, that's cool. Oh, camera angle change. That's blocked off. Excuse me. Oh, right into him. That's cool.
Not too sorry.
I mean, it is just a robot, you know, you're thinking. But I mean, actually, it might be smarter than a robot. What the heck is that? Guard depression. What is that? Oh, that looks crazy. Okay, so I need to get. This probably has high damage. I have no idea what that does, honestly. We do have a big old full party here, though. Let's use force against this. Actually, no, what if I would use it here? So I do back. That's here. Oh, yeah. Cast Shadow. By the time we cast it, we should have a guard. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh. Good job, man. Also, whoa. Okay. We really do take those guys out. Like, second commands them to be really strong. Yeah, full guard gauge. 550 damage. since we have solo guard, actually I feel we'll just kill you straight up. Let's do this. Let's do that. What? No elements. Doesn't matter what I cast on you. You will die. Okay, so I guess even if you were. So back, defend. Yeah. Good thing I told him to. And holy crap! 106 damage? Don't make those whiny noises. Those whiny noises make me sad.
I am the greatest!
Okay, one almost Mac. 19 now? Okay, Mac, yeah. Mac, you need to level up more. Set third combo, Mac level 3 spirit magic. Wait, how many spirits? No, are you standing in front of me? I just dealt with, like, you just a few minutes ago. Okay. Spellbook. Speeda. It's slower. Okay, I like Speeda. That sounds good. Speeda. Skill link. Get you counter. Counter would be bomb. It would be awesome on you. And little by little, I wanna, you know, take off the white magic spells off of you. Let's see. You have your thing learned already? I didn't see that. Oh yeah, you are combo. Okay. Okay, you counter as well. Counter would be really good on you guys. Okay. And I picked up a seed. Nothing important. Yeah, nothing important. Can I go around this guy? Excuse me. That's an elevator. Something that looks like one. Indie metal. Oh, not here. What are you doing? We're gonna get caught. Not if I do that. Juke. You get juked. Eating metal. Uh-oh. They're standing right behind me, aren't they? Slotsy would be that. Uh-oh. Excuse me, dog. Attic Castle. Excuse me. There's a lot of important items in here. Dog, don't get too close. I'm gonna initiate battle and I'll have to beat you. Stuck in between him and the boss.
This does not look good!
Oh, this battle again. Okay, we really need to get rid of this quickly. So, let's get rid of the guard beast first. Let's avoid prism, because even though prism's strong, it takes a while. Cast that on you. You defend, because you will die if you get hit instantly. Can't think about Mac, but Mac can hit kind of hard. Nice. I like that. What? He guarded? That's okay. Very good damage. Like this. Who are you hitting? Well, that's not that bad. She has a lot of defense. That's good damage. I love that spell. Speed up this beast again. This beastie. So, how much is force? 10? Just getting some MP back. Cook, you have almost max MP, so you're gonna cast heal on Seth. You're gonna just attack. And we'll get that as quickly as possible. Can you do it? Can you do it? Oh. Said you guys did 418 damage. This dude just isn't getting hurt. That single monster did 500 damage, okay? I thought it was like 500 damage because they were a pair. You know what? We need to kill that Nomura guy as fast as possible. Screw the thing. Already, so let's see which one I want the most. Put the yellow band. Guess I'll give you this, even though you know the other one already, just so you can have to learn about this. I'll wait for that. Let's go for combo. Set skill. Get rid of anti-paralysis since I have that as an item. Or counter. This is gonna get replaced with combo. Or wait, this one is. I get probably gonna use Spear Magic instead. Spear Magic has status elements. And Pierce. So wait. Oh yeah, you're gonna counter still. Okay. So even though Seth and Time are like meatheads, like Ultros would say from Final Fantasy VI, they can definitely make use of free magic or spirit magic. Same difference. Same. Howard. There's a save point. Oh, never mind. Let's go the other way. Excuse me. Excuse me. Am I going the right way? Did I just come from here? I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, I am. Like, pick up items. There's quite a few good items here. 6 generate. Wait, what? Ring. What else new? Generator. Must be small. Oh. Teleport's behind you. So you weren't there. I didn't have done that. Black Pearl. You got stuff. Nice. Mini metal. Excuse me. Yeah, just stand there and watch. As I take away all your valuables. Especially with what you got here in this here chest. Adept earrings. Let's see what those do. So many new items. I have to keep looking at the inventory. That earrings do. Ooh. Okay, now wait, hold on. This is tough. I could give that to Mac or Cook. But then they lose. I mean, I don't think I'll give it to Mac. It's a good item. I'm definitely gonna give it to Ivan and Seth later on. Because you know, they are good casters in the slightest, but like a little bit helps sometimes from here and there. Oh, it's getting darker in my room. I didn't realize that. There we go. Healing potion. Oh, there's some. There's two of them. Excuse me. Is this the wrong way? Okay, good. Excuse me. I can see you there. I'm stuck. I got body blocked.
Are you some kind of beast?
Okay. I need to kill one of these because I gotta kill this guy. You can hit the I really just want to kill that guy so that way we can get the guard. What? No. Okay. So one of them just says no damage. And the other one just dodges everything. I see how it works. Oh, I need these at the same time. What is this? I'm only level 20. Confused. I prefer not do anything. But who knows who's confused. Confusion doesn't seem to be hurting that bad. Let's hope nothing bad happens this turn. 1B. It's great for MP actually. There you go, just not confused anymore. Just a few more turns. It'll only take one turn if you need this guy. You don't know how. That should be good actually. And here we go. One hit.
It's not my nature to lose.
Nice. Back to level 20. Hopefully he can survive one of those hits now. He should theoretically be able to. That's 2 Zephyrs. 1, 2. And then we'll go to you. You're set. What's that guy? But I didn't see what's over here. Okay, good thing you're not following. Oh, boss. I almost didn't see it. There's another one where that guy's walking into. Magic ceiling cut that. I gotta go over there. They're trying to run into me. He's over there, I see him. You see him? Get him over there. Like Hunter x Hunter with the end user that can summon the guys with the swords and the guns. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So we got a boss in this next room. Let's make sure we're all properly equipped. Let's get rid of this novice for... Let's see. What else? Maybe we might need that. For longer battles like that, but I do like that circuit. It'd be kind of crazy if they made something that's a little bit better than that, you know? Like a higher up. Or if that's just gonna be like the highest level MP receiving item game. Probably maybe some combined version of it that's better. Like, you know, heal the same amount of MP, but it'll do something else. Like, oh, here's immediate escape and MP recovery when using defend. Are we at the Queen's place again?
Yeah, this is much better. I need to relax.
You alright?
Yeah, somehow.
Back.
You okay? I'm so tired, Cook.
Looks good.
What?
Ming! Aunt Ming!
Ming!
Jensen?
Please, don't get up.
Why have you come? Oh, you're all... You don't remember me? I'm Seth. Seth Ballmore. This is Ragnar. We're comrades. Remember? Comrades? What do you mean by that?
Are all immortals like forgetting everything? Bro, you're ruining the mood. Bringing in your guns and cavalry into the Queen's chambers.
End of the line for you! Your Majesty, I'm terribly sorry for the trouble. It will be over. Just know.
Sorry, this is a weird one.
Hey, Squeaky! Don't care about the Queen's continued good health, huh?
You!
Get out of the way! You do anything funny and the Queen gets it! Figurehead or not, she's still the Queen, Tiny. If anything happens to her, you'll be held responsible. You know better than to try anything, right? I mean, you're not stupid!
You're a real thug. You know that, Jansen? This is back. Behind us.
Jansen, kick it up! Fall back, right! Don't move! Don't move! Don't you dare move! Don't move from that spot!
You swine!
Nice. Can I go back, actually? Can't really go back there, can we? Let's move on already. Alright, Jansen. I know. Okay, so the queen is not officially in the party. Oh, so that's what these little slopes are for. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's get the heck out of here. What are you doing here? You forget about getting into that palace. Well, I didn't want to get into it. I want to get out of it. Enjoy your freedom while you can. We will pass judgment on you soon enough. Actually, we have her with us. Hey, stop goofing around. They're gonna catch up to us. Wait, where do you want to go then? I thought you... thought I was going the wrong way for a second. Cook H. F and attack time.
This guy's annoying!
You won't get away this time because you're all under arrest on suspicion of spying and for abducting Her Majesty the Queen. You will come along quietly.
Enters battle. Quietly, I think not. Yeah, don't. You might have a tank, but we have the power of friendship and family. Hold shield. Hold barricade. Hold barricade. Wall. There we go. What? And they just innately just start stealing at me. here since she can't do anything right now. Okay, that's not gonna work. Speed throw would be better. That's this first. How did the gauge go up? Maybe they blow mine if you just went down. Rhythm, faster. Get rid of something here. Perfect. Oh, I'm ready already. I ran out of time for that. Okay.
Let's go!
Back to the defender. Oh, yeah, I'm right. We're getting those back. Sorry, guys. Dog's working. I had to go check it out. This is that's fun. How are you doing? Of course. Not even he took all of his MP.
Okay.
And they're about to go away again. Hopefully that keeps moving. That hurt. Just take the full damage now. They'll steal. I don't know what's the drop anything in this game. You defend. I think I really want the camera or the tank or something. You better stay okay though.
I'm not through yet! A real man dives in head first!
Okay, so back to Survivor's turn. Nice, fair. Yeah, we back up alive. You have to take it some. That sounds like a great chance to make some attack.
I'll be a handicap. Consider yourselves lucky.
This guy with the Black Knight from Monty Python. He's fun in this room. Everyone, now we can fight the boss actually. No more MP stealing. Oh crap. Yeah, get rid of him. See how much faster it'll make this unseen thing of us spells thing. Let's make Seth super strong. Super strong. Pretty strong, but not as strong as Seth. She got a new weapon. She's about to get the buff. Seth. Nice, that's good damage. This went from really bad to 6 to 9 damage. See, it's nice. Trying to crap out of this pinhead. Oh, you're out of everything. Okay. Your physical attack isn't as strong, but it'll work. Nice. Nice. Got vault already. Oh! One good job.
Magnificent strike, is it? Don't you realize it's no use? Huh? Why are we moving? Go! Move! Forward!
That guy's surprisingly competent during this decision.
I am the greatest!
There we go. 22, 21, 22, 22. And new skills, Sampler Counter, Jansen, Sword Transfer, Mental Stability 1. Those are interesting. I want to see what those are. So Jansen finally learned something after like 6 levels. A attack time, B magic defense.
What are you doing? Fire! Shoot them!
This guy watches The Simpsons. Go. Yeah, move out of the way, guys. He smiled. Like, I don't know if I should be feeling bad for that guy. You know? Everything seems to be going wrong for that guy. Like, I mean, understandably, he is a freaking jerk. Trying to overthrow the queen and take full power. He can go to war too, he wants to.
Sorry about that thing back there.
Don't be.
I didn't want to pull a stunt like that. Listen, did I hurt you? I'm sorry if I did. I didn't mean it.
It's fine. Everyone is safe now, after all.
Well, you know, I should really be thanking you for helping us escape.
Well, since these children were there.
You're acting kind of weird. You gotta crash.
Shut up, we had a moment there.
I mean, are you okay?
Yes. Cook. Mac.
Shook
Why
like
are you
all.
two? Did something happen to your mother?
She's passed on.
Please don't let your spirits fall. I'll always be with you.
Thank you, Ming.
Oh, why would a big boy like you be crying, Mac?
He's going to change from here on out.
Seth. What you said earlier, that we were friends, is it true?
Yeah, but this is the best place to stop and talk about it. We need to get out of town.
What will you do, Your Highness? You said earlier you couldn't leave because you were with the Queen.
I'll go with you. It seems I must.
You come with us?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Hold on. We're being pursued by both Numara and Gongara. We should probably find a ride.
Oh, okay. I was afraid for a second. I thought the line was supposed to go, hold on, we're being pursued by both Namara and Gogora. We should split up. You know how... okay, I'm just happy that that wasn't it.
Ride. Where? How?
Let's go to
Magic
the harbor.
taxi.
I've got an idea.
Okay, no magic taxi then. Composite magic that's real? Sure. Some magic spells can be combined together to form what is known as composite magic. Oh, the game just became more complicated. To cast a composite magic, you must be able to use both of the spells that compose it. That makes sense. To use the spell book, under menu, to check the spells required for composite magic. Any composite magic for which you lack the required spells will not be displayed. You can only use composite magic spells for which you have the required skill level. Okay, no, that makes sense. Oh, that's a lot of spells. Puts a moderate amount of fire element on all enemies. Opposition. Shadow plus flare. Shadow plus aqua. So shadow gives it the AoE, and the elements give it the element. All ground. Okay. What if I just did this? Where is it at? Okay, so now Mac can cast all spells up to level 3. Oh, you can't cast them? Interesting. Wait. Is there a status? This is something. Status up here. Magic attack 116, 34, 278, 314, 314, 14. These three actually have some pretty high magic attack. Yours is lower. Magic defense is incredibly low. Oh, you guys have way less magic defense. Attack 2, 1, 2, 7, 7, 8, 4. They're faster casters as well. Mac is kind of oddly in the middle. Nowhere near as strong in strength, and just a bit weak, like, not significantly weaker, but noticeably weaker in terms of magic. Its vitality is higher than magic users, but lower than him. His magic defense is also in the middle. His evade is pretty high though, which is good. Because he's more of a physical attacker, technically, I guess. Accuracy 86. So his accuracy is also pretty high with physical attacks. Oh, but I have to change out for Ming. But what can Ming do? She has level 1 composite magic. Oh, okay, so I have to teach that skill. Composite magic enables use of level 1 magic. Level 3 black-white magic, good. Anti-seal. Okay, those are pretty good starting out with. Allows the user to transfer absorbed HP or MP to a party member in the back row. Well, that's for not Jansen, then. That's a teachable skill. Solely for being taught. You already have black-white, so I'll let you teach you that. Actually, but I mean, we can teach you spirit magic, which would be nice. Let's go with spirit magic first. Let's just get her an additional element. These rings don't really matter too much on mage yet. I haven't found anything else too interesting for that. Let's see. We give Jansen, or let's teach it to Kaimina first, or not, because give it to you. Give it to you, Mac. How does it affect your stuff? Can you cancel spells now? Yeah, you can. Because you have Shadow, and you also have those other magics. Whereas, you know Shadow for some reason, I think. Also get you an additional slot. Have a little bit of slots. Okay, excuse me. 4. There we go. Let's see, don't put anything to teach you, so we'll put relax there. And, okay. I want spirit magic. I do want spirit magic a lot. Let's actually try her out a little bit. So let's change formation. So I can't have 5 party members, 6 party members, can I? Yeah. It's trash. Change you out. Let's have a lot of damage. No. Because we're gonna be fighting enemies in the environment instead of bosses, so I think we should be good like this. Oh, we're supposed to go to the port. You guys gotta listen to the full song on that. You guys gotta. It's got like heavy guitar in it. Shipyard's up ahead. That's where the latest models being built. We should take a look. Should we take a look? Yeah, we should. Oh, the door's open. Let me save. I don't want to die. I already went through this in Resident Evil. Losing so much progress just because you didn't save. Well, I mean, which way's the wrong way? Items? No items. These people are telling me to bugger off. It's closed. You guys work here? Huh. What about you? Why are you walking like that? Well, that's swagger. Excited about something big is happening. Perhaps. This gate is open. Which is, I'm assuming, how we're supposed to get in the first place. There were guards in the front door. People are gonna let us in for free. We're in luck. They're just starting the final adjustments, which means that they'll be fitting the engine next. Okay. Hey, you there. You're not supposed to be here.
Wow, this is a serious engine.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Huh? Those guys have stone faces?
Hey, that engine. Where'd you get it?
Oh, this. Let's see, when was that? A while back, an unbelievably huge fish washed up on shore. This was in its belly.
We checked it out and realized it could deliver incredible output, so we fixed it and installed it in the boat.
Did the repairs work?
Like a charm, that boat was built to be General Kakaz's command vessel. Installing it is all that's left to do.
I see. Thanks.
Don't mention it.
A huge fish, huh? You
He
know,
used to be a pirate.
a while back,
Was there something you remember?
Yeah, give us
I
a
really
dream.
depended on it.
Give us a dream, Seth. I can't be having all the dreams. Stop being selfish, Kime.
Depending on what? The fish or the engine?
The fish.
The engine. It's from back when I was a pirate.
Yeah.
Huh?
Seth,
You were a pirate? Yep, that's right.
Wow! Amazing! That is so cool!
Huh?
Oh yeah, I've always loved women who are pirates and sword women and stuff. I read books about them for like ever. It is so exciting to be a real woman pirate. I mean, to make a long story short, She wants to be your apprentice. Yeah. What he said. Could I? So, Seth, Mr. Seth, please, let me be your apprentice.
see the engine we put in there actually? It's a huge engine. Oh, you're not gonna finish the job? Or is it in like that? I mean, actually, it looks like it might be fitted like that. Come on, don't tell me now. I like when these guys are cool about me just walking on the ship.
Inform General Kakanas that the engine installation is complete. He said to call him when we're ready for a test drive.
Oh, hey, look, the board!
Hey, yourself,
What are you doing there? Get off! Get her to General Kakanas! Hey!
Yes, sir!
Your ship is ready. Thank you. Ah, all right. Easy. Oh, wow. One buttons there. Gonna need a manual, I think.
Out of the way, Here it goes. Starting engine.
Given the size of the engine, yeah, I don't see how we put it. Oh man, where are we going? At the Grand Staff? Or somewhere else? Oh. Yes, please. Oh, this is called a slant nose. That makes sense. The slant nose at hand, you will be able to traverse the wide open ocean. Move the left stick in any direction to set the slant nose in motion. Move the right stick in any direction to set the camera view. Some areas such as the shallows, ice fields, and hypercurrents are not navigable even to the slant nose. Press the right back button 1 to move the slant nose bridge. To return to sea navigation, approach the cockpit and controls to confirm you want to embark. When you approach the shores, A land will appear at the bottom right. Press A to exit the slant nose. Make the roadmap menu appear, click the right stick and move to the closest island landing point. To reboard the slant nose, choose the landing point on the roadmap menu, then press the A button. Okay. So let's try this real quick. The slant nose. A B D E E A D.
Wow. Look at all the fun. Don't push it.
I'm fine.
I'm the only one that's don't you
Okay then, where do we start?
Have your memories come back?
No, it comes in fragments, same as you, bits and pieces. Please tell me what you meant by saying we were comrades.
Do you have dreams?
Yes, I do. What about them?
Have you ever wondered if those dreams might be fragments of your past? That there might be something turning round and round in your heart, different from the way you are now? Have you ever had a rush of feelings?
Wow, you're like saying more than one word since you began your memory back. Well, you're still as fun to be with, though.
Well, have you experienced anything like what Kaima's talking about? I'm not sure. You know that you're called the 1,000-year-old queen, right? And your body is supposed to be immortal? Yes, but I don't know why I'm called that, or why my body doesn't age. I don't understand anything.
Oh shit.
That must be why Kakanos looks down on you. You've lost your purpose.
It's just that... How should I put it? I often feel as though there's something terribly important that I'm forgetting. And it pains me. As though it may not be in my memories after all. But my heart remembers the pain. There have been many times recently when this has happened. My body wouldn't move, like it was exhausted. And then I would collapse. When I felt this vague sense of unease coming on, I would often play the harp, and that would calm my mind.
So that's what you were doing when we met.
Yes. Kakanas frequently advised me to lift the country from its isolation. At those times, he recommended nothing more than expanding our information about the outside world. But it seems that his true objective was something else.
No, this is what they call fate. See, meeting me was predestined. That means Kakanos just played a role. He was a pawn to make it happen.
Alright, that's enough, buddy.
Hey!
Ming, I felt the same as you until recently. My memories were locked up.
Your memories were locked up?
You, me, Seth, and Sarah. And one more whose name that you as queen should know. The Uran sorcerer, Gongora.
Yes, I am aware that there is a sorcerer called Gongora, but...
The five of us were once comrades. We had a 1,000-year agreement. We came to this world to accomplish something important. For that reason, we were made immortal. We don't age. When the end of the 1,000-year agreement drew near, Gongora betrayed us. Though we couldn't die, he inflicted pain on us that was worse than death.
Pain? What kind of...
He deprived me of someone more important to me than myself. He cruelly stole it from me, and inflicted a deep wound on my heart that can never be healed.
I also had something important stolen from me. Gongora used magic energy to block my memories and seal them within me. After he wiped out our entire lives, we became like living corpses. Then I too have had something very important stolen, and my memories locked away.
Yes.
What could possibly be so important? Don't push yourself. Take all the time you need to remember. Oh yeah, I have something to return to you. Return? To me? This really saved me. I met you before, didn't I?
Yeah, 200 years ago. I borrowed this from you back then.
I must meet with Gongora.
That's what we plan to do.
He's up to something that involves Grand Staff. We have to stop him. That has become our mission.
Guess that means our destination is Ura, right?
Hold on. If we go to Ura, we'll have to cross the ocean. In a boat like this, there's no way we'd make it. Even with your engine set?
It's an old clunker.
Oh, it's got power to burn, but the ship itself wouldn't be able to handle the strain. It would fall apart. Aww.
Why don't we head for Gotza? They've made the most progress with magic technology. I am the Queen of Numata. I shall request aid from the King of Gotza in the name of our countries and for the world's future.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, so we have to beat the crap out of Gongora. Oh, calling her now, that's why. I wonder, can I look inside the ship, or can I only like go in here to talk? I know a cutscene played out. Can I go in here and look? It's tight. I bet General Testosterone is sort of the big hissy fit about right about now. That's a good nickname. I can't do it. I can't remember. You will eventually. You wanna know how to steer this ship? No, I don't. You can do all the steering. I don't like driving. Mac cooked. Hey, does this make us pirates too? Kind of person was your mom's mom, like my mom's mom, so my grandma. Oh, this is where we can park. This is also where we can park. Yeah, this ship is pretty small. A really powerful, fancy ship, but not strong enough to cross the ocean. That's not big. I like it right here. Alright, I just want to see. Oh. Yeah, I just have to walk to the sea. No, I don't know. Yes. Okay, I have to walk to that middle. That middle thing right there. Where's Gotsa? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry. I pressed go inside the ship button again. I am depart. Let's see. We are here. In that area, there's 3 places. Is Gotsa that area right there? Okay, I think it's over there, because that big circle is the Crimson Forest. Below it is the Crimson Forest is that black circle. North of that, the big white circle area that's surrounded by the other stuff. That's the city of Numara. And then right behind me is the port. Yeah, you can see it right there actually. So it seems like we need to go this way. Because I saw no other place of land. And then I can land over here. Can I land here? Cannot. Can I? Can I just land? Oh, wait, where are you going? Don't go back over there. What if there's random encounters in the ocean? Like, I guess in the water in general. Pressing... Why are you taking me back? When I let go of the joystick, it wants to take me back. Oh, what is that over there? A phone? Taking me back here. Yeah, I don't know why it kept wanting to take me back to the Numara port. Numara port.
Land at last! Try that! No more worrying about sinking on that stupid ship. What the hell was that for?
The slant nose will never sink. Not with the captain's engine on board.
You think you're so cool now that you're a pirate? Well, I'm gonna teach you a thing or two about the pirate code.
And what code would that be?
What code? Well, that would be secret pirate code that we would do if we had time.
And
Hey, Grandpa! Wow, you have Cook is such a... And what a kick! Boy, she's strong, that Cook.
I have no idea what you just said.
Well, what I'm saying is that Cook is as cute as a button. She's just... Oh, you must be proud.
you lying creep. Cook, it hurts when you get kicked, you know? But he insulted the captain. Isn't that right, Captain? Captain?
Sad.
Sad.
dream of Seth's. While being said, oh, she does get her own dreams. Nice. That's awesome. O wondrous beast, Anira, proud descendant of the White Ring clan. You alone were my irreplaceable companion. Would it anger you to hear me call us two of a kind? Were we not, in fact, a perfect combination, you and I? Bound together by a single thread, that gossamer thread we know as loneliness. Anira, I owe my life to you. Not, of course, that you saved my life in the ordinary sense of the word. Mine is not a life that could be lost under any circumstances. It is an irrevocable burden. I will not die, I cannot die, and therefore my life was not for you to save. Oh, Anira, what you saved, I now see, was not my life, but my heart. Back then, long centuries ago, I was a pirate, the only woman pirate on the open seas. Steph Balmore, that name was known to all who plied the sea. Some spoke my name in fear and trembling, but others voiced it with deepest admiration. Some even called me the righteous buccaneer, nor were they far wrong, I say. The pirate ships I commanded had rules that were clear and strict. We targeted only one kind of vessel, those opulent passenger ships devoutly boarded for pleasure cruises. We would put a bit of a scare into the passengers, of course, maybe rough them up a little, but killing was strictly forbidden. All we did was squeeze a few drops of treasure out of those purses of those who had more money than they knew what to do with. We traded our booty for cash with shadowy dealers, and the money we shared in the world's end of poverty. I would cringe at being called the champion of justice, but we prided ourselves on being far more than villains. I became a pirate for one simple reason. I hated the law, and I hated even more those who flaunted the law for their own self-aggrandizement. In a word, I wanted a life of freedom. Hey, I've never seen that word before. I want to see that word on Google now. Give me 1 second, guys. Self-aggrandizement. Aggrandizement. To make great or greater. Increase, enlarge, aggrandize an estate. To make appear great or greater. Praise highly. To enhance the power of wealth, position, or reputation of exploiting the situation to aggrandize himself. So that's aggrandizement. That's an interesting word. I like that word. It's a cool word. Whenever I stood at the prow of a pirate ship slicing its way through the waves, and I viewed the vast ocean stretched out beneath the clear blue sky, I felt enveloped in the joy of having taken limitless freedom in my own two hands. True, I did not traffic in the fear of death and aging, known to all who count as human. And because I will neither age nor die, infinite time means, for me, infinite freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say? I would spy the ship that would be our day's quarry. I would always the first to board it, springing lightly onto their deck with a shout, I am Seth Balmore. Now be good and hand over your money and valuables. Then, taking the booty we had snatched, my men and I would raise a cry of victory and leap back into our ship. I was absolutely free. Nothing stood in my way. Eternal life overflowing with freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say? Righteous buccaneer? What kind of fancy pants nonsense is that? How about pirate? Bitch. Of course, one always hears such jealous ravings in all walks of life, but especially so in the doggish world of pirates. Needless to say, I knew I had many enemies. Even a child would realize that being called a righteous buccaneer could only increase the number who hated me among such raping and pillaging brigands as pirates of the sea. But I didn't care about that. I could be stabbed with a knife or blasted with a cannon, and I still would not die. Immortal Seth, he called me. And it was literally true, not just a figure of speech. I won't get in your way, I told the other pirates, but I won't let you get in mine either. I was afraid of nothing and no one. I lived the way I wanted to live, and wouldn't, or shouldn't have, let anyone interfere with me. I went wrong only once, but that was all it took. In a moment of carelessness, I let them capture me. Of course, that alone was nothing for me to be afraid of. As I keep mentioning, I can never die, or I can never age or die. It would have done them no good to try killing me, and they knew it. The most they could do would be to rough me up a little and threaten to make it worse for me next time. They had to do something to show their men how tough they were. They couldn't just let me horn in on the pirate game and pretend it never happened. So I said, "Hurry up with the torture, will you? I haven't got all day." We were in a cave on a desert island. I was in handcuffs to leg irons, surrounded by half a dozen huge men, all well-known pirate captains. One of them was holding a long, thick chain. I get sick to my stomach just looking at your sweaty faces. Come on, hurry up and beat me with the chain, or would you rather strangle me? Whichever you choose, hurry and get it over with. The men laughed out loud. Hurry and get it over with, said the leader. Too bad for you, Seth, but this punishment's not the kind that can be hurried. I'm just sorry we can't stay with you to the end. Yeah, chimed in another man. Not like a monster like you. Humans don't have all the time in the world. Okay, man, let's make it fast, the way the lady wants. Licking his lips, the man with the chain approached me, and two others grabbed my arms from the sides. They were not going to use the chain as an instrument of torture, but to rob me of my liberty. They chained me to a gigantic boulder in the cave. They were laughing so hard they could hardly contain themselves. Just what you need, eh, Seth? It's the end of the road for you. We can't shoot you, we can't stab you to death, so we'll just lock you up. We'll never come back to this island again. And even a half-baked pirate like you knows this place is not on any sea lanes. No fishing boats even. And right about now, your men have gone off looking for the wrong island. We're the only ones who know we brought you here. Not even our crews know where we are. Nobody's coming to save you, that's for sure. You'll be in here forever. Can't move a muscle, and you can't die. All by yourself for the rest of eternity. With that, the men walked out of the cave, leaving me there with the single lantern. Cowards, I screamed. Don't run off like that. Don't do this to me. But the only response was the hollow echo of my own voice in the cave. The lantern the men left behind was not meant as a kindness, but rather the opposite. It was a proper little drama. When it finally ran out of oil and went dark, it would impress on me the weight of eternal solitude. As long as the lamp kept glowing, I was filled with rage for the men. But when the oil was running low and the flame began to flicker, a deep anxiety assaulted me. Unable to move, I stared blankly at the flame. Eternity. This world has no such thing, or perhaps it should not have. Solitude. I was always alone. Or more precisely, I always ended up alone. It was my destiny. I could be surrounded by companions whose feelings matched my own perfectly. I could share the deepest love with another, but in the end, I would always have to lose them. Do you know what it feels like to see countless others succumb to death, while you yourself are on the road of an endless life? But in your case, Anita, you do have some idea. As I watched, the lamp in the cave went out. A world of darkness spread out before me, and there I was, alone. No more would I taste the sorrow of parting, but neither would I be able to taste the joy of meeting, eternally, without end, alone. I did not try shouting. People shout and scream for one reason only, because they want someone to hear them, because they believe there is someone, somewhere, who will hear their cries. I did, however, shed tears. Which is not to say I wept. There is no way that the immortal woman pirate Seth Balmore would ever break down and cry. A tiny tremor went through the darkness. That is all it was. And then I noticed, oh, tears are coming out of me. Really, that is all it was. The hours passed, or perhaps it was days. In the darkness I lost track of the flow of time. There was something else I lost track of. If all there was left for me to do was stay by myself, struggling against eternal solitude, incapable even of rotting away, then what was the purpose of my living in the world? Perhaps the man who trapped me here had been right. Unable either to age or die, perhaps I was some kind of monster. Then why was such a monster living in this world? What was I supposed to do here? I did not know the answer to that. I would never know the answer to the end of my never-ending life. I felt frustration, sorrow, but above all, fear. Eternity was frightening to me. Solitude was frightening to me. I might have been trembling, or, without even the energy for that, I might have been utterly drained. Whatever it was I was feeling, that is when it happened. Anita, that is when you first appeared before me. Tiny bursts of light softened the darkness, and from the light, almost before I could wonder what it was, there came a voice. Are you two trapped in the prison of solitude? Who is that? In the light, a flash of white wings. Then with a sudden increase in size and brightness, the light seared my eyes. Accustomed to the total darkness, my eyes could not stand the glare, and for an instant, they could not see anything at all. Grimacing, I clamped my eyes shut before daring to open them little by little. There before me hovered a pure white, glowing beast. Its white wings were breathtakingly beautiful. How beautiful you were, Anita. But yours was not a florid beauty. No, it was subtly different. Your beauty wore a cloak of loneliness. I am like you, you said. And when I cocked my head to look at you with puzzlement, you continued. I've been looking for someone like you for a very long time. You spoke slowly, majestically. Oh, immortal woman pirate, you and I share a single destiny. You knew who I was. Together let us escape from this solitude and make our way together, you said, your eyes locked on mine. Escape from this solitude. The words continued ringing in my ears, but I did not know who you were. I could not even be sure what you were, nor could I leap joyfully at the invitation of one I could not tell as friend or foe. Who are you? I asked. I am Anita of the White Wing Clan. White Wing Clan? I had heard the name before. The White Wing Clan were said to be wondrous beasts that had become extinct in the distant past. I had heard the White Wing Clan died out long ago. I am the last of the bloodline. The only survivor? Indeed. As I said, the last. Which is why you speak of solitude. At that point, almost before I knew it, a weak, almost self-mocking smile crept over my face. I felt myself lowering my guard as I spoke to you. My chains, however, were digging ever deeper into my flesh and shackling my heart as well. You used the phrase, prison of solitude before. It's true, this is a prison. Being alone for eternity is a prison without bars. You nodded at these words of mine, Anita, in silence, but then you said, I was in a prison too, until just now. I'm sure it's true, to be the only living survivor. I had spent far too long a time alone. I know what you mean. In the legend, members of the White Wing Clan are thought to live 1,000 years. But even if you're to live on for several centuries, as sole survivor, you could never meet a female member of the clan of the White Wing and hope to make children with her. The clan will never rise again. The sole survivor must live out the remainder of his days alone. In order to conquer this unbearable loneliness, you said, I will need someone to make her way with me. Then you looked hard at me and said, Oh, Pirate Woman, are you not of the same mind? I nodded in agreement. But then I made a point of smiling and said as casually as I could, in other words, you're lonely. Your beautiful face softened and you said with some embarrassment, I wonder. According to the legend as I have heard it, the clan of the White Wing are proud and love their solitude. This only increased your embarrassment, and you said, solitude has its limits. That did it. I decided to trust you then and there. Well, if that's how you feel, you should come right out and say it. I want company. Company? Alright, a companion. A companion? Exactly. So it's decided. I'll team up with you. added no hesitation. Just as you saw in me one to make your way together with, I put my full trust in you. Let's go wild on the high seas, I cried. Isn't that what make our way together means? You mean that I should become a pirate? You don't like the idea? You paused for the space of one breath and chuckled softly. I've always wanted to give it a try. No sooner were the words out of your mouth than you leaped at me. With one bite, you cut through the thick chain that held me down. Oh, wondrous beast, Anita, proud descendant of the White Wing clan. That was how you and I first met. The 900 years since then, we raged over the open sea, more wildly than I ever had before. When I stood at the prow of our pirate ship in search of prey, you were always there beside me. We became irreplaceable partners, friends, companions, family. That was a lot. But it's cool. Tries even getting all the dreams. It's nice to see her catch up with all that.
Cook.
You're crying.
I remembered some things from a long time ago.
You mean when you were a pirate? And memory made you cry?
I've always been a pirate. I was crying because of something that happened that I regret.
Saying I can go way over there again. Yeah, this map. So maybe that's why there aren't any enemies in the ocean. Yeah, that's crazy. She was like, I'm immortal and survive everything. And then they chained her away and took away her freedom. And that made her realize, holy crap, this stuff ain't as good as I thought it was. Insane. What? Essential one of those guys.
Damn! Look! It's time!
Oh, they remember time.
Hey, everybody! Kai's back! It's good to see you again, Kai. But you haven't changed a bit.
Don't tell me you're leaving already. It's been so long since your last visit. Don't go just yet. Let's see this thing. Ah, Kai, nice to have you here. Things haven't changed a bit around here, don't you think? I wanna wait, everyone's gone. Okay, I'm gonna assume that they are going to have max everything when they come back. I heard that Goldsmith's military is using Harwington's village to draft new recruits. The Black Cave was sealed off by a ghastly sorceress. She was shouting wildly the whole time. She must be a monster. What about you, Jansen? What do you think? You know, I have some serious trouble believing that you actually lived here once before. Why? Because it's all peaceful and calm and the people are nice? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to say, Jansen? I see what you're saying with your sneakness. You can't get to Goatsa without traversing through the cave. But with things the way they are these days, sealing it off was the right thing to do. Why are so many statues of the Colombians? Oh, I can jump that. Oh. I didn't even see the jump button. I just pressed A. I was trying to examine the, trying to examine the Colombian statue, actually. No, there's so many. Wait a minute. Can I cast Colombian on those? I don't think I can cast that kind of thing here. What's under heal? Nah. A ladder. Nope, on the y-axis. Where to? Where does this go? Why are there so many Kololan statues here? How do you make so many statues that are exactly the same? Is this some kind of weird puzzle? I mean, there's a boss right here in the chat. Seed. I haven't seen one of those bunny things either that live in the up and stuff. You're Kai, aren't you? My grandpa told me you're the guy who said the village long ago. Ooh, wow. I don't want to talk to you again. Wait, oh, I'll give you a cute steak. Magic powder locator. Hey, Kai, try it out now. I have a hidden treasure somewhere. I've hidden a treasure somewhere inside the village. See if you can find it. Here's a hint. It's hidden somewhere way up high. It's yours if you can find it. Sure. I knocked over my bottle. Using the magic power locator, you'll be able to look for treasures hidden all over the world. To find the treasures, you must obtain information on the whereabouts of those treasures. Once you get information on a treasure, it will appear on your treasure screen within the main item menu. When you have your magic powered locator and information, there will be a glowing pointer navigation map when you enter the area in which treasure is hidden. The treasure is hidden at the glowing point. Search for it in the nearby area. You can increase the output of the map locator, enabling you to find a lot more treasure than with the level 1 locator. So it's up there. Do I need to activate the locator? Now it's up here. It's gotta be up here. This is a high place. Okay, what I got? It's not up here. Must be a higher place. Why didn't it look right? I guess. I saw her, that old sorceress. Her face was a mess. She looked like a monster. Something's definitely wrong with that old woman, I tell you. I've been in my fair share of battles. But one day, just as I was swinging my sword at someone, I suddenly thought, man, I wish I could have been a baker. I have no idea how a thought like that came to me. But after that battle, I quit the army. I made my life baking bread ever since. You know, I've been talking a lot about baking today. With everyone else in the Discord. Like, I'm not too good at baking. I can, like, mix stuff up. Like, oh, hey, someone tells me, hey, mix this up. Swing it in circles and throw it at the wall. Like, I can do that. But, like, the actual baking part, like, oh, put this much here, put that much there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm too good for that. I can cook, but, like, baking is not a skill I have. A dream has been revealed. Well, let's get to dreaming. Let's dream in front of this old man. The hero was home from the war. He had performed gallantly on the battlefield, advanced to the rank of general, and made a triumphal entry into the village of his birth. The villagers welcomed him with a festive celebration. The girls were treated to drinks beginning in the afternoon, and the children received sweet confections. The cattle and sheep and the pastures that supported the villagers' livelihood, whether because they were excited by the unusual commotion or were welcoming the hero in their own way, sent especially shrill cries reverberating into the blue summer sky. General, you are the pride of our village. Obviously full of pride himself, the head of the village thrust out his chest as he delivered his congratulatory address and the welcoming ceremony. To think that the foremost hero in the army came from this tiny village is so incredibly exhilarating and gratifying. I am sure our ancestors are overjoyed as well. The throng crowded into the village square, but burst forth with cheers and applause. According to the official figures released by the army the other day, General, you brought at least 2,000 enemy soldiers with your own hand. A thunderous roar shook the square. That's a lot of people, actually. Come to think of it, the population of this village is less than 1,000. This means, sir, that you managed to bury more than 2 of these villages' worth on your own. How fortunate for us that you are not one of the enemy. If by any chance there had been a warrior of your caliber on their side, we'd all be resting in the hilltop graveyard by now. A few of the women frowned momentarily at this remark, but the men, full of liquor, responded with an explosive laugh. Sitting stage center, the general lightly stroked his dignified beard. No one present knew that this was his habit whenever he was perplexed. When he left his village to join the army, he was just an ordinary soldier a long way from growing a beard. General, you are truly the savior of our army, and, indeed, of our entire nation. I understand you will be leaving for another battle tomorrow, but we all hope that you will thoroughly enjoy yourself on this rare visit to your birthplace. The village chief ended his greetings and withdrew to the wings, whereupon the village's #1 entertainer bounded onto the stage in the most comical way he could manage. "Dear General," he cried, running over to where the great man was seated and getting down on his knees. "Oh, hear my plea." The general looked at him uncertainly. "Is there any possibility that you will lend me the sword at your side, if only for a moment?" Perplexed though he was by all this, the general, implied by his audience applause and cheers, handed the man his tasseled and jewel-encrusted sword. The man bowed deeply as the sword entered his outstretched hands, and he cried, My gratitude knows no bounds." Pretending to stagger under the weight of the sword, came to the front edge of the stage and held the weapon aloft. "And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will reenact the event that raised our dear general's fame to the heights in a single bound, when he hacked 18 of the army into little teeny tiny bits." The audience cheered wildly, and the man, with exaggerated movements and commentary, swung the sword in a great arc. The audience knew exactly what he was doing. The general had not only made a name for himself for his strategic prowess, but was also widely acclaimed as a warrior on the battlefield. He did not rely solely on his weapons, but, in the end, leveled his opponents with his sheer physical strength. This, too, was a matter of the utmost pride for the villagers. Here we go. 1 man down, 2 men down, flip the sword back, 3 men down. 4th man slashed diagonally right through the shoulder. 5th man's head goes flying. Oof. And then 3 at once. 6th, 7th, and 8th man. What a bother. I'll just skewer you like this. The man thrust his sword through 3 imaginary opponents, and the crowd went wild. The general, too, broke into a smile and applauded. When he was through clapping, though, he stroked his beard again. I'm sure you can understand how I felt at the time, sitting up there on that stage. The old general says to Kai before taking a sip of water from his leather pouch. His magnificent beard is completely white, so distant are the past events he is recounting. Kai nods in silence, and the general continues, as if mulling over every word. The more you know about war, the more you feel that way. I'm sure the villagers meant well. They just wanted to pay homage to their hometown hero. No, of course, they weren't being the least bit malicious. My village has the nicest people in the world, which is exactly why I found the whole thing so painful. I couldn't stand it after a while. Hacking 18 men to bits. The deeds of a hero are related in numbers. Surely the man who playfully swung the general's sword on stage that day could never have imagined the ones who lost their lives on the battlefield. The agonized expression on their faces, the curse in their eyes as they stared into nothingness. But that's alright too. People who live peaceful lives don't have to know about such things. That's what people like us are for. To keep their lives far away from the battlefields. Don't you agree? Thanks to us and our killing of enemies, the people we're supposed to protect don't have to know anything about the bloodiness of war. Unless you believe that, what's the point of people killing each other? Kaim says nothing in reply, without either affirming or negating the old general's words. He stares vaguely at the general's troops. What'd you say your name is? Kaim? I suppose you killed more enemy soldiers than you can begin to count. There is no way I can count them all. I thought so. You have a flawless build, the kind that can only be tempered on the battlefield. Only a man who has survived one battle after another can carry himself the way you do with complete naturalness. How does a man like you find himself driving a horse cart over a mountain pass? Kaim is ready to leave without answering if the old man asks such a question. But the general inquires no further into Kai's background. Instead, there is a sense of relief in the smile he bestows on the sight of Kai resting his forces at the pass. I was 16 the first time I went to battle. After that, I just kept running from one fight to another until I made it all the way to General. At first, I remember the faces of the men I crossed swords with and killed. Even if you don't try to remember them, they get carved into your memory. I had terrible nightmares, and try as I might, I could never seem to wash off the stench of the blood that splashed on my face and hands. That was a hallucination, of course, but I got so bad once I spent a whole night in a river trying to wash myself off. The general paused for a moment to think about his story, then went on. But after a while, you get used to it. You get used to fighting and killing over and over again. Your body and your mind and your heart, you just get used to it. That's how people are. So I stopped having nightmares. I killed all the enemy soldiers I could lay my hands on. I forgot every one of their faces. It's the same for you now, too, Kai, isn't it? Maybe so. It's like a curse. If you don't get used to it, your heart breaks. On the other hand, if you do get used to it, your heart probably ends up breaking someplace deeper down. The general cast a fond glance toward his resting troops. Then, slowly shifting his gaze far down to the foot of the mountain, he says, "So that's what it was like for me back then, when I returned to my birthplace in triumph." For the final event in the welcoming ceremonies, several children mounted the stage. And now, in honor of our hero, the children will present to the general a flower wreath more marvelous than the greatest medal there ever was. The audience went wild again. When the children put the wreath on his neck, the general favored them with a warm smile. The first honest smile from the heart that he had managed since climbing onto the stage. And finally, as a special treat for the general, who had been galloping from one battlefield to the next, far from his native place, the children's chosen representative will read his own original composition, spelling out the joys of the peaceful life of the village. With a look of grim intensity, a small boy, barely old enough to go to school, unfolded his composition and, gripping it in two hands, began to read it aloud from it, straining to make himself heard. First, I'm going to write about one of the nicest things that happened to me. At my house, we have a pasture with lots of cows and sheep. One cow had a baby 2 days ago. I helped my daddy by stroking the cow's back, but the handful of straw while she was having the baby. That makes the cow warm up so it's easier for her to give birth. The baby was born just before the sun came up. It was a tiny baby, but it could already stand on its own legs. A baby? Wow! I'm going to take care of this baby until it gets big. Dear little cow, hurry and grow up, okay? The general had tears in his eyes. Now I'm going to write about one of the saddest things that had happened to me. That was when my grandma got sick and died. She was such a nice grandma. I know her sickness made her feel bad, but she was always smiling when I was around. She let me hold her hand when she died. I watched her face the whole time, because I knew I wouldn't be able to get to see her anymore, and I wanted to remember her even after I grow up. She just kept smiling and smiling for me right to the very end. That's why when she is always smiling when I think of her. Are you looking down at me from the sky, Grandma? I'll never forget you as long as I live. Tears were streaming down the general's face. When the ceremony ended, the general left his village and headed for the town where the army headquarters are located. There, he wrote a long letter to the king, and he gave his sword to his most trusted lieutenant. The general had decided to retire. This was a big surprise to me as it was to anybody, but when I heard that little boy's essay, it occurred to me. What makes us really human is to celebrate each life that comes into the world and mourn each life that is lost. I didn't need medals anymore. I didn't need the honor of being allowed into the presence of His Majesty anymore. I wanted to be a real human being again. As a result, overnight, I went from being the village hero to being reviled as a traitor. The general turns to face Kaim and asks, "So, are you going to mock me as a coward who ran away from the battlefield? Or blame me for being a deserter who betrayed his own patriotism?" Kaim turns a gentle smile on the old man. "Neither," he says. As a soldier, you made the wrong decision, but as a human being, you made the right one. The general strokes his white beard and says, "My habit has changed too. Nowadays, I find myself stroking my beard when I'm embarrassed." The two men look at each other and smile. "Okay, back to work," says the general, standing with a grunt. He calls out to his troops, "All right, men, it's all downhill from here. Let's give it one last push and get back to the village before sunset." The troops under the general's command consist of 30 sheep. Not one of whom is likely to take a person's life. I mean, I don't know. The chances of being killed by a sheep are low, but never zero. "Tell me, Kine, are you planning to go back into the battle at some point?" "I don't really know," he replies. "I'm content with herding sheep for now," the general says. "I don't have the least regret for the decision I made that day. It would make me happy to think this could be a kind of lesson for you." With this parting remark, the general turns away from Kine and begins walking. The sheep amble along after him in newly reformed ranks. Standing at attention, the general raises his right arm and waves his troops on. "Forward! March!" The command he had once delivered to tens of thousands of men in the battlefield now echoes pleasantly among the mountains of his native village. I'll give you treasure hunt information. Your brother's food were about to start to death, right? Your grandpa says that we owe everything to your help. I'm sad. There's a bunch of sad things that happen all the time. The game's not even about the suffering of immortality. It's only a minor subject to the whole part of the story. It's pretty much all about humanity in general. It's not about being the big bad villain. There is a big bad villain, otherwise the game would not really have a goal to progress towards as an RPG. But the story itself and the dreams, the side stories, they're about discovering humanity and trying to come to terms and live with it. It's a very interesting game. I like this game a lot. It's got a great story. But I'm going to be ending my stream as of right now. It's getting kind of late. It's 8:34 p.m. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And if you guys are watching in the morning, I hope you guys have a wonderful morning as well. And a wonderful evening if I don't see you, and a wonderful night. Just like the Truman said. Alright then. I'll be seeing you guys next stream. Which is tomorrow for me, maybe later for you. Sunday. 8 a.m. MST. I hope you guys can make it. I'm going to be playing with some friends. Other VTubers, and we're going to be playing Phasmophobia. So please stop on by. Thank you for coming by, and see you guys later. Ciao.